Change can be good. Change is good. Change is one of the constant things of life. Just as the seasons change, life changes. We change as individuals. We grow from an infant to a toddler to, a child, to a teenager, to a young adult, to an elder. That's change and evolution. It's one of the most constant things in life. So sometimes, embracing the change, embracing the things that you are, no longer at peace with, things that you feel that are out of alignment, and that you're looking to do things differently. You're looking to grow yourself and develop into a different person that is going to ultimately align with the better version of you, the you that's, who God created you to be. Through my own realizations and my own actions and my own, switching in reality and the perspectives that I had once had has allowed me to get in alignment with, the most peaceful and fulfilling version of myself. A version of myself that I didn't even think was possible because of the old way of thinking I was stuck in. The mindsets and the cycles and the habits that I was, partaking in that were ultimately blocking me from even getting to this point. But in order for me to get to this point and walk on this journey and to continuously work the journey, because there's no end destination. It's a day in, day out practice. It's a 1%. It's a brick by brick, day by day, consistent effort. But in order for me to get on that path, I had to, step away from the other path, step away from things that I was partaking in that were ultimately blocking my blessings. So, change can be uncomfortable. It can be overwhelming. It can be uncertain. But at the same time, staying the same can be as well. So it's like, would you rather the pain of change or the pain of regret and staying the same? And, through that realization of that question that I had with myself, it really put myself in, a crossroad moment. A moment where I was like, I can either go left or I can go right. Either way, they're going to lead me towards two different paths. But I had to make a decision in myself to ultimately go the opposite way of the way I was already walking towards. Because I felt like I already knew which way what the end goal, or not the end goal, but the end result of that other way was going to be. And I wasn't really, satisfied with that. And I didn't think that way for myself, only speaking for myself, was going to lead me towards the life that God had created for me. So I feel like, why not pivot and walk this path and see what ultimately it has to offer? And since I made that decision, it's been one of the biggest and most impactful changes of my life. It's allowed me to even be able to get in front of this camera and talk to you guys and to share my story, and to know that, what you're feeling right now is okay. There are many people, and there are going to be many people after us that are going to be in the same situation, where we're in a crossroad moment where we want to do things differently, but we don't know how, or we can be scared, or we feel uncomfortable, or we might be pressured by external noise or people around us or society, where they might laugh at us, clown us, or, make us feel bad about doing things differently. But one thing I realized is that pushing past that noise and that resistance can be one of the most beneficial things of your life. It's like when a rocket breaks through the atmosphere and the boosters shut away. The rocket is still going forward, but all the things that do not align with where the rocket is going fall off. And I felt, that was one of the most eye-opening things that I could think about, and understand that as you continue to walk the journey that you feel is best for you, things that do not align with where you're going will fall away by themselves. You won't have to push them away. You won't have to, be nasty or, try to downplay who it is you are. Things that are no longer in alignment will ultimately just fall away naturally. So understanding that and realizing that through the consistent effort and showing up each and every day has offered me the opportunity to align with people, places, and things that are in alignment with the journey I'm going, that are going to help me move forward, that are going to support me, uplift me, and encourage me to continue to walk that way. They're not going to try to belittle me. They're not going to try to be negative or feel as though we're in competition, because there is no competition. There's plenty of abundance out here for all of us, and each of us have our own unique journey. Nobody's journey is the same, so we can't be in competition, because where you're going is not where I'm going. Where this person's going is not where this person's going. We're all going towards a destination that is never ending in reality, because it's a continuous journey that is infinite. But if we try to compare and contrast, we'll block ourselves and we'll fall off the path that God has laid for us because we're trying to be in competition with the next person. So with all that being said, change can be good, because change is constant. It's going to happen. Either you're going to change for the good or you're going to change for the bad. And there's no right or wrong answer. That's just how reality is. That's just how life is. If we don't make a decision, our indecision is a decision. So that's something I had to realize, is that, okay, I need to make a decision. I need to take this risk, because me not taking this risk is a risk for my future. So I'd rather partake and be voluntarily diligent in where it is I'm going, rather than being swept away in just the cycles of life down a path that I don't want to go. And I feel is not going to really be in alignment with, who it is that God has created me to be. So, like I said, just to close it off, change becomes, an opportunity to welcome the newness of life. It's an opportunity to, be open to the goodness of life, and to, see ultimately, what God has to offer. To really get out of our own way, and to, release the cycles and habits that we were once stuck in, that were maybe felt good, but in our heart we knew, this isn't right, or this isn't where I should be. This is only a moment, but this is not where I want to stay. So how can I use this moment to align me with where it is I want to go, rather than being limited in my perspective and my thinking, and thinking that this is the end all be all. So that's just a perspective switch for me that I wanted to share with you guys, that I feel can help somebody and give somebody clarity and assurance that they're not by themselves. This journey of life was not meant to be walked alone. We're here to inspire, uplift, and collectively encourage each other to become our best selves. And through that community and through conversation and fellowship, I feel like those things can be achieved, from a genuine place. And at the same time, just because you decided to grow, it doesn't mean that you should compromise, your morals and your integrity. It still means to stay true to who you are, and to not be egotistical or prideful just because you are now doing different things than what you once were before. You should never look down on things that you are doing, or people that are still doing those things, because that's not the message here. The message is, okay, you crossed the road. How can you inspire and motivate people to now come over with you, so we can all enjoy the fruits of our labor, rather than trying to point the finger and say to people that they're still doing that. That's not the message, and I don't feel that's really cool, because nobody wants to be belittled and to, feel bad about what it is they're doing. But rather, I feel be inspired to change their actions, rather than being forced out of guilt to change their actions. So, the little things truly matter, and how it is that you talk to people matters. The tone and the voice of your words matter. So, yeah, stay true to who you are, but grow. Take a risk. That risk could change your life. Get uncomfortable with the uncomfortable. Ultimately, it is up to you to get you where you want to be in life. So let's make it happen. I appreciate you guys. I'll tune into the next one. I'll see you guys on the next one. Be blessed and God bless.